looking for her very own sunshine. All alone in her fate. Many roads to travel time. But she
I can see me singing that whole song, you know. It's one of those things that you gotta say, hey, I can see the voice coming up, but again, from my days of playing music and things of that nature, the beat kind of puts you in line. But today I'm sitting here on the Russ Meek Speak show with two beautiful young ladies. We're gonna be talking about beautiful women, what they do, what they want, what your kids might do when they get up and able to get it done, and then we go from there. But to start it off, let them introduce themselves. Zian, tell them about yourself.
Well, hello everyone. I am Blair, and I'm your Miss Windy City's teen.
That's it?
Well, some things about myself is my platform is gun violence prevention, as I do multiple community services throughout, not only speaking about stuff with the Miss America system, but overall throughout the Chicagoland area, partnering with overall runs, marches, and what's the Chicago system, being able to give tutoring and also just therapy to people who lost loved ones due to gun violence.
Okay, so you do all that.
Yes.
You get paid?
No, but it's just nice to give back to people from all of it.
Okay, say, let's give back. That's the kid thing.
Yes.
What about you, young lady?
So hello, my name is Mbayi Aben. I am a filmmaker. I'm also an educator, and I'm Miss Windy City, a part of the Miss America organization.
Okay.
My platform was actually about my cousin Collins. It was inspired by him, a refugee that had to flee our homeland of Cameroon. And because of that, I decided to join this organization and help refugees that are in similar positions like them and get our community to give back and help.
Okay, so that's the way it works. Now, married?
Marion?
Are you married?
Oh, am I married? No.
Okay.
I'm not married.
Now, all the guys who are watching the show, again, she not married. She's going to be giving us information. So, hey, look, you only get so much data from her right now. But she's been involved with this program. And right now she's looking to do some major things in the film and development side. Is that okay? So you're talking about going to LA, New York, or what?
Yeah, so right now I'm actually in the works of creating my own documentary about my pageant process and me becoming Miss America.
Okay.
I also want to do a lot of work just when it comes to filming stories that are close to my heart, whether it's immigration stories or also stories concerning mental health within the Black community.
Okay.
And I also mentioned that I'm an educator. I teach robotics.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the many different things that I do. I teach robotics. It's really cool. Just I've always had a creative mind and a love for science.
Is that robotics again, just general teaching? Are you at university or
No,
what?
no. This is elementary, middle school.
Okay.
Just making sure that students have a healthy relationship with AI and technology, making sure they understand the importance of loving our environment, and that, you know, you can do a lot of things and create a lot of different things to make sure we have a better world.
My daughter was at not a university, but at a school I used to sit on the board of, Lions Math and Science Academy. Science and math was our focus, talking about robotics, AI, and other related science. So that's really what we focus on for youth. This is a pre-K 3 up to 6th grade. Yeah, that's the focus of giving them the knowledge of all this stuff they will be seeing throughout their lives.
Exactly. Very important.
Yeah. So let's get to the real pitch. What are you guys doing with your program right now? And how do we tell people watching the program how they can get involved? And what's the next step for you, Zian?
Well, ways that I get involved with the Miss America system?
Yes.
Well, some things I do, like I said, community service events, and ways you could get involved if you go to the Miss Chicago pageant organization online, and if you want to join your little kid or self with young women, and you can empower and be empowerment and just overall show others your initiative and platform from the ages 14 to 17 in the teen division, as well as you could go to the Miss and just overall show your true self with the 5 S's, which is success, sisterhood, scholarship, sisterhood, and style. There's multiple things the pageant system could give to you.
Sounds like AKA. Those are already, hey, you never know. But have you enjoyed this process?
Yes, I've absolutely loved my time here. This is actually my first year I signed up for the Miss America system, and I've made multiple connections here with Miss Mbayi as my Miss, and also teens. I've made multiple connections as we did multiple things with eating and also the hot yoga at the Miss America. That was really fun, and I enjoyed it a lot, and being able to just be on stage and connect with my fellow sisters was just like a priceless moment I could have had.
So is you finding more of a networking situation where you get to meet other folks like yourself?
Yes, I met a lot of people who've been through a lot with either my platform with my platform is gun violence, but mental health plays a lot of roles, and being able to see other people who had the same thing and been through stuff just like me just overall influenced me as I saw other people who been through it and was just like me, loving pageantry and many more.
Now again, at 15 years old, right now you're having an interesting experience where you get to have exposure, learn about a lot of people, a lot of different things, and right now this is going to take you to a different level. So what's the future? What are you looking to be in the future?
Well, in the future, I would love to be a neurosurgeon, but overall, I would just love to be in the medical field. Also, ever since I was little, I wanted to be a pediatrician. So just college and overall, the future is a big thing I'm looking forward to. As I also, like I said, math and science, robotics, all that stuff was really, truly thing I loved growing up, and I would love to pursue that in the future.
Is this a normal process for most of the girls to get involved?
Yeah, so the beautiful thing about pageantry is that you get all these different types of girls with all these different types of backgrounds, things that they're interested in, talents, and they come together and they want to represent their city. They want to represent why they love their environment, their people, their family so much. Now, what I love about the Miss America organization is that people just think we're just pretty girls with crowns.
Okay.
People don't know that we're actually leaders. Like, a lot of us become politicians, a lot of us become filmmakers like me, a lot of us are policemen and women in the law enforcement, like scientists. We are women who carry ourselves well and that lead the world around us.
Okay. So what notable folks have been part of your program in the past?
A part of Miss Chicago?
Right.
Or okay, well, I can talk about my pageant journey in general. When I've always wanted to do Miss America and be a part of the system. My mom, she came from Cameroon 8 months pregnant with me, and growing up she always called me Miss America. Now when I got older, I told myself that okay, when I'm done with school, I'll be able to finally be a part and jump and dive into the system.
Okay.
I moved from Texas to Chicago, so I knew that I wanted to represent Chicago while being here, and that's what I decided to do. I decided to compete for the Miss Chicago pageant, and in doing so, not only was I able to make community, but moving like me during COVID was so lonely.
Okay.
Very isolated, but I could say as of today, being at the end of this pageant cycle, I have so much community. There's so many people that have either seen me on stage, little girls that have seen me on stage, even with you as well, and they see me as like a big sister.
Okay.
I have mothers rooting for me. I even have certain families that know me that came up to me when we competed at Miss Illinois, and they were like, you don't know me, but I'm rooting for you and I'm so proud of you. So I feel like my community has just expanded, and that's something that I'm thankful for.
Now, question, when I go to a lot of these pageants, I see different types of age groups. I see little kids that seem like they're possibly in kindergarten or something of that nature that are trying to do competitions. Then I see teens, it looks like they're high school students and things of that nature. So what's the normal process? Do you want to have your child as your getting up and able to run and jump to get involved with this? Or is this a later stage when they're in high school or something of that nature?
I think it's dependent up to you. When I was younger, my mom, she always knew like my child's a star. Like she's just a ball of energy, very, very confident. And she had a coworker. They were CNAs together, and her child was in pageantry. And I would say around this time I was like 5, 6, or 7. And she was like, you know what? I don't really know about this sport or activity, but I'm gonna put my child in it. And I competed and I won. Okay. Now, pageantry can get really expensive, and that's the reason that we weren't able to continue. But in doing that pageant, not only did I fall in love with the activity, but I grew in confidence, and I just knew like, no. When I'm on this stage, people listen to me. So when I get off the stage, people will listen to me as well. Right. So I think it's a something that you really need to consider when it comes to your child, but do not put pressure on them. Don't force it. We have a lot of pageant moms, and maybe you can attest to this, that we've seen that maybe want to force their own dreams on their child, or like, just put a lot of pressure. No.
Just let her be a child.
Let her be a child. If that's something that she's not interested in, let her do it at her own time. But I'm 100% pro pageantry.
So again, dads that may have young ladies there, how much is it going to cost me?
Very good question. You can talk about sponsorships, and then I'll talk about the rest.
Well, when it comes to pageantry, there's a lot of costs with either getting a evening gown or the perfect talent wear, but that's where sponsorships come in, where you communicate with the different companies and ask if you could sponsor me, and overall just get yourself out there and help not only the Miss America program, but also be able to promote other businesses out there with yourself as you're promoting them on stage.
Okay, so if I'm Joe working 9 to 5, I make $30,000, $40,000 a year. How much am I going to have to come out of my pocket to get my daughter into this program?
So there is an initial fee that may cost, I don't remember the exact cost, but it's around $70, I think, to $100. I don't really remember, but I would say, just like anything else, it is an investment. Yes. So if your child wins, think about the scholarship money that you get. Somebody who is a state title holder can win up to $50,000, $60,000 in scholarship. Okay. And if you're just paying a fee that's $70 and you get $60,000 worth of scholarship, I definitely think it's worth it. It's worth it.
My question comes back to time. There's a lot of activity. How much time are we going to have to spend getting young lady through these processes?
A lot of time.
Every week?
So speaking for myself, I know that last year I worked, so I work hard. I had a couple of jobs, and on top of having a couple of jobs, I still made sure that I had time to run over my practice my talent. I had time to walk and do interview. I went to a lot of boot camps. I had different coaches that were able to bring out different talents in me. And I would say it's literally like a job. Like it's another 9 to 5 to prep for the pageant. And then also, when you have this crown on your head, there's a level of responsibility that's given to you. So you're not just wearing this crown just to wear this crown. Like, no. We represent Windy City. We represent Chicago. So we're out there volunteering. I also know that I hosted my own events as well. You're making sure that the people in your community are knowing you, because how can you represent a community that doesn't know you? Like that doesn't make sense, right? So you have to make sure that you know your surroundings. So yeah, it's literally, I would say, like another job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, again, I know that Zian, she goes through these different events almost weekly, different types of activities she has to get involved with. So again, it is a huge amount of time, and there are different locations all over the place. You don't know exactly, it's not the same place every week, but you're going around, and then you guys have different places, like she's going down to Florida, or different types of competitions. So it's a lot of time, and can become costly. You got to pay for hotels, you got to pay for other expenses, other related items that'll be involved in this process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I missing?
No, I feel like you pretty much hit it on the target. What I would say is that, I want you to talk about it too, but like, I don't regret my experience. I feel like when it comes to being a part of the Miss America organization, when I think about all the stuff that we've done this year, I'm just so proud. Because like I said, I moved down to Texas and I didn't know anyone. But it's a beautiful thing that I can go downtown to, let's say, a house that I help feed the unhoused downtown in Chicago.
Okay.
And now they call me, when they see me, they don't even see me as Miss Windy City. They call me my chocolate sister.
Okay.
That's more community that I didn't have before. Or even our what is her name? We have a designer. Her name is Natalie Loma. I was able to walk in her fashion show. Different things like that. Like, you're just exposed to so many different people just by being a part of this organization. So you really do feel like you're making a difference, and your community is like in love with you. What would you say has been like your favorite part of being Miss Windy City?
When it comes to overall, you're saying expenses, win or lose, it's an amazing experience in general for publicity. And winning Miss Windy City's crown, people look at me like, again, like as a sister, as I always go back for community service events with Chicago survivors, being there for people who's lost a loved one. But I just loved being able to have been through this pageant system, and overall just gone through so much with the sisters, and being able to do multiple community service events with my fellow Miss Gold Coast teen. We gave back to kids in the library, and just, although it's just an amazing experience in general, and I would love to continue.
So what was the most enjoyable thing that you experienced?
Throughout the pageant system,
Yes.
I would say just meeting new people. A lot of people say that a lot, but like, I'm the person who likes to go out there and make new friends all the time. I'm very talkative, and I'll walk up to you in an instant and say, hello, my name's Yan, let's be friends. And just overall being in a room filled with multiple pageant queens just is a memorable moment for me, and being able to connect with so many people. I made so many new friends going down to the Miss America system, and also just here in the Chicago pageant, I connected with multiple misses and teens as we got to talk to each other and just overall bond and connect.
Got it. So what's the next step for you? Is this leading to the format where you'll be looking at going to the Miss America scenario, or what's the next step?
I would love to go to Miss America in the future. That is the big prize and goal for me. I would win Miss America's teen. Just imagine that, Zia and Blair. That would be amazing.
I see it.
I would love to do that in the future.
Okay. Well, it's something that can be done.
Yes, definitely.
So how much money?
It is an investment, but although all is worth it, all is worth it.
Oh, so that's it. So just get the money. I was like, okay, I could be Miss America. But this is a format that's leading to a lot of opportunities.
Yes.
And there are scholarships and other things that are involved that can help with the cost. And other people that would like to have their daughters involved in the process, it's a format that you can learn and do quite a bit. Is there information that they can get online to get more data?
Yes, and also just when it comes to the money aspect, I wanted to hit this as well. One thing that I really love about our organization is sisterhood. And there's a lot of different girls who compete. And a lot of times when they have these dresses, they don't wear them anymore. Like, what are you gonna wear a ball gown dress to? A basketball game? Like, you're not gonna wear it anymore. So a lot of times these girls would donate their dresses to other misses. So it doesn't have to be as expensive as we think. I know my first year, I was coming out of college, or out of university, getting my master's. I didn't have a job yet, and I know that that's something I really wanted to do. So I asked around. I asked my friends to be my interview coaches. I had friends that were in law school, so they would sit me down and they would be like, okay, today we're doing interview. I had other friends who are really, really good at putting outfits together, so I would model in front of them all my outfits and all the different things. It doesn't have to be as expensive as we make it seem. And now when it comes to getting the information, what I would encourage the audience to do is to go on the Miss America website, and they can find their local competition that is about to happen. I know for us, I think it starts in August. I think it's down south. That might be where the first competition is. I don't remember. Okay. But I know that Miss Chicago's in January. Miss Chicago's in January. So, and if they have any questions, they can also hit us up on social media. I always respond to my DMs. Miss Windy City is my page. So yeah, I would love to like reach out and help. I know that I'm here today because I had girls that I looked up to as misses, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need help, and they were able to give me information. So I don't withhold information either. I am, down to help anybody.
So again, you have the contact here, Miss Windy City. She can be reached. You can ask questions, find out more data, and get this thing online.
Yes.
Okay. So next part. So what's your future here, young lady?
So my future is I want to take over the entertainment space. I love being a part of the pageant system because it's allowing me to build my brand. I am somebody who is very big on you are your brand. When people see you, they also need to see the talents and the things, the gifts that are within you. And I don't want people to just see me as a pageant queen. I want people to see me as an advocate. I want people to see me as a filmmaker. And I am trying to take over the entertainment space.
Okay, so what's the ultimate space? I mean, are we going to say you're going to be a big time producer and making movies, or
so I want to a couple of things. I see myself as like a cross between Ava DuVernay, but also Oprah. Like I want to be that person that, and also I want to act as well. So maybe I should have said Tyler Perry, but I want to make sure that I'm directing my own projects. I also want to do documentary, not only scripted, but documentary work as well. Especially a lot of stories concerning my heritage, where I'm from, whether it's Cameroon or just the different experiences that my family has faced and the genocide that is happening back at home. And I also want to have my own talk show one day, just like this.
Okay, yes. We're getting hooked up now. What's the deal with Cameroon? What's happening there?
So back in 2016, it all started, and basically there's a big divide between the two sides in Cameroon, the Anglophone and the Francophone, and because of that there has just been an outburst of war and genocide, and I have a lot of family members who unfortunately have either passed away, or a lot of things have happened to the women and children who are in my village. And I have a cousin who was able to flee Cameroon. He was being beaten to death, and he had to flee, walk all the way to Nigeria, and then he had to escape and somehow end up in Ecuador, and then that's how he found himself in the U.S. So those are a lot of different things that I'm just passionate about. Displaced people and people who are fighting for their lives and fighting for safety.
So how can people help in the U.S. to get this problem corrected?
Giving back. I know a lot of times we depend on politicians, right? We depend on the leaders of our state to make the laws and do it. But my mom has always taught me, if you have food in the fridge, you cook it for yourself, but then also you walk outside, and who else can you give to? We've always been big. I didn't grow up with much, but my mom has always taught me the importance of gratitude and the importance of pouring love into your community. So I'm like, if you have clothes that you're not wearing, give that back. If you have food, one day you and your friends can come together. I've done this myself. Make bag lunches and give back. We have a lot of access, even like different tools that we don't use, maybe microwaves or things that are sitting in your garage. Please give it back. There are people who are willing to take those things and use them, and they'll be so thankful.
Got it. It's a format that definitely can help out a lot of people, talking about around the world, that can make a difference. So what about you, Zia? How do you get a chance to say, hey, I've learned all this stuff, being involved with this program, it's taught me to meet with people, how to create and assist. What else can you do? Or what else would you like to do?
Throughout the pageant system, I would also like to just go out there and tell more young women, myself younger than me, although pageant system is an amazing thing, and I would love to encourage people to do it. And although I have this amazing crown and sash on my head, that's not the only thing. I'm so much more than a pageant queen. I'm a powerful woman who wants to get my story out and told. Like, I also give back to my community and one day the world, as I go to talk to activists throughout podcasts and TV shows, and also just locally by giving back to people and helping in my community. So I want to just overall tell that we're so much more, and we do have a true meaning, and just expand the pageantry of the true meaning of inside.
Now, are you finding any areas that seem to be helpful to what you're trying to create? Is there areas that money can be given to, or different organizations right now that you'd like to really help out?
Well, right now I'm at an even balance as I'm just by myself going to multiple community service events, signing up, and also just overall being with the Miss America system is a big publicity for me, and just giving my story out to the world about my older brother, and overall just educating people of how thousands of people get killed a year just because of this cause. So I think I'm doing really well, but I would also encourage others with multiple companies and businesses out there to support not me, but just overall others throughout the world, other companies and other systems and businesses who are doing the same thing, and other activists as well, because this is a huge problem throughout our world, and it would be an amazing thing if we all come together and work as one in unity to make a change and stop this.
Now, with your brother's situation, there was a gun violence situation that took place, and right now you go and inform people about the problems that we have throughout the country, the neighborhoods, and what's going on.
Yes.
So exactly what are you trying to achieve there?
Well, one thing I want to show throughout the world here in Illinois is background checks when it comes to guns. I feel like we need more safety throughout the U.S. as people just go and get guns just off the streets from gangs, and if there's like ways we could be able to stop this and change the world throughout with more background checks, which we actually have done this here in Illinois, but other states around us could increase it, and maybe if we continue that, we could lower rates of death when it comes to gun violence.
And that's one area they can assist. So right now, if you guys are on the screen in front of our VP candidate running for president, what would you want her to do?
I would say the same thing with gun background checks, but there's many more when it comes to gun violence. One thing I would say if I was able to talk with the president is just overall talk about mental health, which not a lot of people talk about, but mental health is a big issue when it comes to gun violence prevention, because we think about, oh yeah, people go out, but have we thought about what is their mental state? What's in their mind that's telling them, I need to go out and take another person's life due to this cause? So if we could have more therapy and overall just have a system for free therapy for people who are going through stuff, which is a good thing throughout our school system, as I go to Loyola Academy and we have free counselors and tutors and therapists there. But if we could do more throughout the world and just overall talk to more people about their problems, so people won't not only take their lives due to gun violence, but also just stop from taking another person's life due to this cause.
Yeah, because one of the biggest problems that we found in our penal system throughout the state and country, mental illness.
Yes.
A lot of people that go into the prison system definitely don't have it all together upstairs. And it's a matter of these are creating crimes, creating more violence, killings, and things of that nature that takes place in our society. So right now we really need to get active on the mental wellness of people in the country, because right now it's a big problem, and a lot of people are being killed because of this problem we're not addressing. But hey, we move forward. You young lady, go on. So when you gonna get married?
Oh my goodness, here we go. I am not getting married anytime soon. My focus is on my career, and I want to be Miss America. Miss America can't get married right now. She's trying to not rule, but she's trying to help America. So that is not my focus.
Okay, so that's out the door. So, guys, if you're watching here, look, she got to get paid first before she can say,
I'm
I
trying
do.
to get paid first.
But another scenario, you're talking about the world of being the director, making movies, things of that nature. It's a huge commitment. You go that, you're going to stay here, Midwest, go New York, LA. What are we looking? What's your kind of focus going to be?
Well, I am a believer of faith. I am a Christian woman, so wherever the Lord wants me to go, I will follow.
What church you go to?
I go to New Life.
Okay.
There's 2 locations that I go in between, but there's one in Midway and there's one southeast.
Okay, now you can always come over to Second Baptist.
I'll try it
I'm
out.
telling you, we'll hook you up in Evanston.
I'll try it out. Oh, in Evanston. Oh my goodness. I think I actually heard about the church. I think the lady who was doing my hair attends that church.
Again, it's a good church. And again, I have to tell you the story. People don't really know that there was First Baptist, where a African American back in the 60s and 70s fell out of the higher end because my people get happy doing, their prayers and all that thing was going on. And so the Caucasians said, look, I think we need to make another church here. Have our folks of the darker side go to your church, and we'll call it Second Baptist. So Second Baptist was created from First Baptist because African Americans were falling out of the aisle and saying, hey, they got too happy here. We had a great article in the New York Times about this, but the world of religion, what people try to do and trying to be comfortable. But hey, there's a whole world out there. We're trying to make things happen.
Yes.
But for you, on the story side, are you going to focus on what's your key? You want to do documentaries, or do you want to just do different scripts, or what do you really like to do?
I actually don't have a particular route that I want to go to. I want to do everything. Like, I just have these visions that come to my mind, or every time there's an idea that comes to my mind, I write it in my journal and I pray over it. So I'm just like, whatever happens first is what happens first.
Okay.
I started off going to documentary school, but the beautiful thing about my program is I got to learn about everything. So my thing is like, the opportunity just needs to come forth, and right now I'm creating the opportunity for myself, and just allowing these movies to, start getting going.
Now again, after you're finished with all these things, making all these billions, and you and Oprah are up all the cash, I've already proposed to Oprah. If she's watching the show, again, she hasn't sent me a commitment yet. Don't worry, Oprah, I'll sign the prenup. We'll be all it's not going to be an issue. But one of those formats, hey, I will help and assist you as you move this thing up.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for allowing us to be on the show
Yes,
today.
thank
Well, there's a
you.
lot of things you guys have that we haven't gotten to the essence, but you guys could help a lot of young people saying, can I do something like this? Yes, they can.
Yes,
they
And we want to
can.
tell them they can get involved. They can look on the line or contact you
Yes.
through social media, get some more information of how they can get involved in the process, and find that there's a huge universe out there that's available. So all we're trying to do is just to educate and let people know there's a next step.
Yeah,
Yes.
and one quick thing I wanted to say is just really the importance of education. I'm a part of this organization called Pretty Brown Girl. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Say that again?
Pretty Brown Girl?
Pretty brown girl.
Yes,
Okay,
it's
this is
called
for black people.
It is. It's for black and brown girls.
Okay.
And the organization is just so important because all these different types of women, businesswomen, leaders in the community with all different types of background, they go into inner city schools and they mentor these young girls. Now, when I won Miss Windy City, the first place that I went to wasn't social media. The first place I went to was back in my school. And I went and I got my crown and my sash and I put it on their heads. And they were so happy because they've never seen something like that in person. Or when I was in the newspaper, what did I do? I took my article to class and I had the students read it out loud. Just having somebody in your life that you see in front of you and you're like, oh my goodness, my teacher, Miss Mbayi, she can do it. I can really do it too. Like that's where it all begins.
It's real.
It's real because a lot of times when I have conversations with my students, they tell me, I don't know if I can be this. I don't know, or maybe they're limited on like the type of careers that they want to achieve because they've never seen it before. But at least I am able to be into their lives, or they're able to see people like you and they're like, actually, the world is so much bigger and it's possible.
Right. And it's one of those things where a lot of young ladies need to know there's opportunities out there. And you can do
Exactly.
anything you want to do.
Yeah.
So the issue is to understand it's available and can be achieved. And we were here to help. So getting back to the process right now, we got a lot going on. Zian keeps telling me, hey, I'm going to either go to Harvard, going to go
Yes.
to Stanford.
As you
or
should. Yes,
I'm like, hey, wait a
ma'am.
minute. What's the hookup? What's, say, local here? What's the problem with University of Chicago or looking at Loyola or looking at Northwestern? I can hook you up there. Well, that's
Amazing
another-
schools.
They're good schools. That's another story. But we got a lot of things you guys can achieve. And right now, you ladies are setting the examples to say, hey, you can do anything you want. set the goals, get the contacts, make the relationships. And right now, to network and get with people who can help you reach your goal. That's the thing we want to achieve. So,
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
so bottom line right now with you, young lady, we got the goal set up. You're going to let me know. I got to either connect you. Who do you want me to do it? I have the big time producers in LA.
Give me everybody.
I give you the LA producers, and I can hook you up there. And they got the money guys in New York.
Give
so
me everybody.
I just need the budget. How much money do I need to get you? And what do we do?
I was like, the budget's, that's something we're going to act on faith.
oh, budget of faith.
But look, you need to tell them that as they steward into me, it's going to be worth it in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this just an initial investment, but it'd be long-term returns. Then you have
Exactly.
substantial return of your investment of time and effort. Okay. So for you, young lady, if you be a doctor, do I get free medical service?
I will try to hook you up. I'll be your doctor.
Oh, okay.
I'll help you.
Again, I got all this I got mental illness, I got physical ill, I can't get up, my cane is just not working too well. I need some electronics. I'm thinking robotics.
Oh, yes, robotics.
That'd be cool.
I'll be the doctor and she could help with the robotics program.
Yeah.
Okay,
that'd be
so you
cool.
already told me I got the hook up there, so we get that set up and we roll from there. So it's a done deal. So
Yes.
for you guys, if we're setting up going 3, 4, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Do you want to go first?
3, 4, 5 years from now, I would still either, in 3 years, I'm going to be graduating from high school into college. So I would say just overall pursuing, and like you said, Stanford, that's one of my dream schools I would like to go to just to follow through with my medical career. But also I would continue out with the Miss America pageant as someone's always there for me, and also it's an amazing pageant system, and being able to continue throughout with my teen years. In 5 years I'll still be eligible now just for the Miss, so I could take that big leap over to the Miss. But I have a lot of things planned also with my modeling and acting career, as I've been with a few TV shows, and hopefully in the future I could book more modeling runway shows and being on more as an actor and be able to grow and pursue my dreams, as I have a bright future, a lot ahead of me.
Okay, that can work. And you, young lady?
So in 3 to 5 years, I'm already going to be Miss America.
Okay.
I want to be able to use my platform to help my country in some type of way. And actually I should say countries with an S. Tell people what's happening in Cameroon, but also be the heart and light for this country that I've fallen in love with, America. And also there needs to be 2 films out that I've done. 2 films out. And I see it. I know it's all gonna happen.
Okay, so that's the thing that's rolling. So the format that I have on the table is right now, we got some bright young ladies who can make this happen. So what do you guys see right now for our future? We got the elections coming up in less than 80 days. And right now we have a young lady who's going to be battling a crazy man who's trying to get back into the presidency's office. What do you guys think will happen? What do you think?
Well, I'm voting for Miss Kamala, the first African American president. Not only that, but a woman president would be huge in the overall
Women
politics.
just taking over.
Yes.
As we should.
Yes, we
As we
are
should.
powerful. We have a lot to bring to the table. But I am rooting for her. Although I'm not eligible to vote, I am on her side when it comes to those things.
Yeah, but you can help promote. You can pass out her information, all the
Yes.
other things. And right now you're promoting here on the TV show. Say, hey, look,
Yes.
go for a couple. She's going to win this day. And you, young lady, you think?
And for me, I'm also supporting her. It's so beautiful seeing somebody who is a leader who looks like me.
Yes.
She is powerful. She is truly so powerful. And I have a lot of hope in her leadership. I agree with a lot of the things that she wants to put forth in this country. And a lot of changes that just need to take place. We need somebody young. We need somebody new. And I'm like, she is the woman for the job. And I also really like her VP elect. I have done a lot of research on him, and I just love how he has been able to show up for his state, and the work that he's done in education. And as an educator, that's something that's very important to me. So I'm like, yeah, them two together, I'm ready to see what happens in the future.
You think it can work? Again, I'm part of the Republican Party, and I would invite future President Harris on the show to talk about why she should be the next president of the United States. Again, I'm not committed to just one party. I think she's a good candidate, and I don't mind to say, hey, I would vote for her. But it's an issue where our country's going through some major changes, and we don't know exactly how to make this thing work. I've definitely put the X on Trump and say, look, that's not going to happen for me. But again, I'm trying to make my Republican Party work a lot better. It had been lagging in the past, and Trump came in and brought some life. But he's brought a different type of life here. Like, oh, that's not going to happen. So that's the way that we deal with. But with what you've seen so far in this political world right now, what do you think is going to happen with our country these days? Do you feel comfortable with things that are happening here, or do we really have to make some major change? What do you think?
I'm kind of divided on that question. And the reason I say that is because, for example, as somebody, you go and you support whatever party you feel like aligns with you, whatever party you feel like aligns with your character, aligns with your family. And I am, first generation immigrant, right? So immigration issues would be important to me. I was one of the first to go to college. So when you think about college and loans, that comes to mind as well. There's a lot of barriers that I've been able to just break, just being a part of, my mom coming here and setting the tone for me in this country. And I would say that I am hopeful, but I do want to see newness when it comes to politics. I don't feel like the same people should be making the laws and doing the same thing. I really do believe in our country needs to represent the new minds. Like, we're so smart. We're so talented. Like, there's so many different things that we can do. There are people there. They just need the seat, right? And I'm not even saying it has to be Harris. I'm just saying, or just in general, I'm just thinking about my friends and the people that are around me. And I'm like, if we had the positions to just be there, I have so much faith in our country.
Got it. And you, young, what do you think? You can't vote right now, but you still have an opinion.
Well, I completely agree. I believe there's going to be a huge change throughout here in America, but when it comes to picking our next president, it believes what you want and what you connect to that person, and overall, I think there's going to be a huge change. And also with education systems, America has a good, amazing actually education, but being able to expand and do more and just change America as a whole could be a huge thing, and would be loved to promote throughout the world.
Big issue. You guys are on the female side. You have the right to decide, do I have a baby or do I not have a baby? I'm only making the assumption you feel you should have the choice. Yes? No?
Yeah, I should be able to choose what I do with my body.
I agree.
Yeah, it's one of those things, a big driving issue right here. I don't understand how we got back into it being a question anymore, but again, a lot of people say, well, God says no, we can't do this, or different folks are against it, but I still think it should come back down to the ultimate call of the person who says, this is my body, and I have to decide what can happen. Because, again, it's a life-changing situation that a pregnancy could take place, and I can die if these things happen. So at least check me out to make sure I can get it done. And you roll from there. But we've gone through a lot of data in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
What is it that we did not cover that we're supposed to get down?
What did we not cover?
We talked about, again, the different worlds and different teen world and all the other things that are out there. We taught people how they can get information, get involved, and what's the next big thing coming for the next election or the next show that you guys have coming up?
Well, I can say this. Another thing that I just want to tell the audience and just want to encourage you guys is the importance of not giving up, okay? We did not win our state titles this year, but we will be back next year. I think that people also forget that the process is important, that in the process you're learning things, you're molding and becoming a different person, new skills are arising, and you need to go through a breaking, a shifting in order for you to get where you need to be. And sometimes it hurts, maybe not getting what you want the first time, but that doesn't mean that you should give up, right? That means that you need to continue.
Yes.
I know, like for me, when I started, it was so difficult because I didn't have any family here. I told you guys I'm from Texas, and I didn't know what I was doing. I literally went on stage and I was like,
why did you come to this cold place in Chicago from Texas?
I went to Northwestern for my master's degree.
Okay.
So I remember my first competition, I looked in the audience and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it was so difficult. But this year, when I tell you, not only because the first state competition I've ever done, literally, it was just my mom. My mom ended up flying from San Antonio to come to Marion, Illinois, where we compete at for state. And it was just my mom in the audience cheering for me. But this year, when I competed, literally, I felt the entire room cheer for me. And it's like I've gained a community while doing this. So I just want to tell you guys, do not give up. There's a reason and purpose behind everything that you're going through. And you are becoming a better, brighter person.
Got it. I assume you'd agree?
Yes, I agree too. And to top off from your story, I've also experienced for my first pageant, I did not know what I was doing. I went on stage and I didn't place, but although I kept going and I continued throughout pageantry, and then I went into the Miss America system because after gaining more love to pageantry and seeing the amazing things it brings us, overall I was a shy, quiet person growing up, but I've expanded. I'm now the confident, beautiful person I am today. So pageantry brings a lot to the table, and just don't give up and don't bring yourself down either if you win or lose or not. Just continue growing and continue without all the things you're doing, and do it for you and what you want. As my platform is gun violence prevention, I go out there and tell my story to other people throughout pageantry and many more to come. And I would encourage everyone else to do the same, to not give up on yourself and just overall push yourself to continue doing what you love.
Got it. Again, there's some big efforts that you guys are involved with right now, and a lot of people are going to get to hear a lot of these things and see, I wish I could get involved with them and help out. So, Zian, if you had some people who wanted to assist you what you're doing, how do they contact you? How do I get things done?
Well, you can contact me through social media. My personal social media on Instagram is Blair _. And if you want to DM me and contact me, that will be the perfect place, as I'll respond fairly quickly as well.
So they can get that done if they want to assist with the things you're doing with the gun violence and things of that nature, then they can make it happen.
Yes.
Okay. You've already given your contact data so people can contact you and say, hey, we can roll from there. We're getting a time slot to say we're running out of time. We've been talking quite a bit. Gosh, we didn't think it was going to go that fast, huh? It does go that fast, but we're talking about some very important things and just trying to get a little information to people to say, hey, if they wanted to get involved, they can get involved and make some things happen. And we set this up and we make it work. And if people also wanted to bring you on to promote different things, like if the news media wanted to give you some extra exposure, they can pretty much bring you on, or yourself and other corporations that might want to look at sponsorships for different things that can help girls that are involved with what you're trying to do. That can be set up also. And it's not a difficult thing just to call our community or communications and we make it set up. So now that my tongue is drying out, I'm saying, okay, what's the next thing? Well, young lady, I have to say that it's been interesting talking with you. And
Thank
I
you
hope
for having
this wasn't
me.
a weird scenario. Did we talk too much for you and hit the wrong things or what?
Oh, sorry.
I said, did we hit the wrong things or we talked too much or what?
No, I think we went through it all. It was amazing. Thank you for having me, though.
Yeah. And of course, having you, young lady, we're going to have to get you back again.
Please, I'm here.
Now, we're going to be talking next time about your movie coming up. and how we get this set up.
Yes, the
Yeah.
new movie.
Talk about the emotions again. Look at locations,
Yes.
titles, and what's it gonna be.
Yes, cool.
So, by the way, I have to go to Africa next year, possibly
Ooh.
December, but it'll probably be next year.
Okay.
And I have to go with some clients who are going to Nigeria. So it's going to be an
Oh,
interesting
okay.
time.
You're going to
my,
have fun.
My client is one of the #1 doctors here in the States.
Oh, wow.
He does the
Oh.
ADCAP exams. His name's Dr. Francis Eureka. And 95% pass ratio for people who want to get their medical exams, their certifications done. So he gives them the examinations to get it done.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So I have to go see him next week down in China.
On the edge of tomorrow's pain.